Hey guys, welcome back to Motorcycle Maintenance Channel. On this episode, we're going to show you how to replace the wheel on this R6 motorcycle. Stay tuned. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our 32mm socket and our breaker bar. And we're going to grab this nut here after it's lifted and pull. Right? Yep. Lefty loosey? Yeah, it's lefty. It's going to be on there pretty good. Alright. Take our nut and our washer, put that over there. Our rubber mallet's not here. That's alright, we don't need it. We'll just use our fist. So we pull the pin on this side. Comes out the back. There. Next, we're going to grab our caliper, our rear brake caliper. And we'll pull that off. Very similar to a Honda. Or most bikes are pretty similar at this, but this is how you do it on your R6. So now I'm just gonna take the chain off, sprocket. There we go, and the wheel's off. Now, before we take our wheel to Moto Mummy, because that's where we're gonna get our new tire. We're gonna put on a new tire on the wheel. We're gonna remove our right side spacer because it could fall out on the truck on the way to Moto Mummy, or we could give it to Moto Mummy and it falls out there and we're like, what'd you do with our part? But just to make it easier, we don't do it like that. So then we're going to take this spacer on the left side, pull him out, and we're going to put him there. So we keep the right side on the right, left side on the left, so we put them back in the same position. Now we're going to remove our sprocket. There we go. There's our sprocket and our cush drive. Take out our cush drive. Okay. Huh. So there's that. Now this is a little different here. This little collared piece. Oh, that's access to the bearings. That doesn't normally come out so easy when I do other bikes. So this could be a Yamaha thing. I'm going to go ahead and leave him in there. Knowing that this is loose though, let your technicians know at Moto Mummy, hey, this is loose. Please make sure that when you give me the wheel back, this is part of it. And they'll know, but it's helpful because maybe some people don't bring this to them. Maybe they take it out. They might need that though to balance the tire, so I'm going to leave it in there. And then we take this to Moto Mummy or wherever your tire shop of choosing is. They're going to put new rubber on it, and then we're going to put it right back on the bike, and you have fresh rubber. See you after we get back. All right, guys, we're back from Moto Mummy with our new tire, thanks to the friendly staff there. And we're going to put it back together. We taped up this little bearing just so they had that there to help balance it. Not sure they really needed it or not, but it's there. And we taped it so it wouldn't fall out. Now we're going to take our cush drive and put that back in. And then we'll just put in our sprocket. There we go. And before we put the wheel in, we'll go ahead and clean off our sprocket while we have it out, because it's easy to get to right here, like this. And for cleaning purposes, I just use kerosene in a spray bottle. I think it works the best. You're welcome to use whatever appropriate chain cleaning substance that you guys like. I do kerosene. Never done me wrong. So there we go. Look how nice that looks now. Looks better. Alright, then we'll put just a little bit of this chain wax Teflon spray around the teeth. Again, that stuff's from Walmart. I'm not endorsing it, but you use whatever chain wax you feel like you want to coat your gear with. You know, whatever you feel comfortable with doing. And I mean, you really don't have to even do this part. I'm just doing it because it's a nice thing to do while you have it out. I mean, you could do it while it's on the bike and the chain's wrapped around it, but you know, way to do it this way too. All right, now we have that. Let's go and get our spacers kind of cleaned up a bit. You can see it's kind of dirty. So we're just going to wipe some of the excess dirt and grease off of the spacer. There we go. Stick the spacer here. I usually like to use shop rags instead of paper towels, but I am out of shop rags. So paper towels it is. And we'll clean off the other spacer. Again, if this is getting done at the track, they're not going to do this for you. They're just going to slap them back in and off you go. I like to do it. There we go. Spacer's there. Now, I forgot to do one part here to get a little bungee, and we'll bungee our caliper up and out of the way. There we go. Now, you can use a piece of board or whatever. I like to use my skateboard just to lift the tire back up on there. Pretty much all the skateboard gets used for these days. First, let's set it in there, And we're going to grab our chain and wrap it around the sprocket. Very important to wrap the chain around the sprocket. And we wiped off some of the excess grease off of our axle. Just going to coat it with a little bit of all-purpose grease again, some new grease, just so next time we go to remove the axle, we can just slide it out with our hand. We might have to beat it out with like a hammer or something. Not that you should use a hammer, maybe a mallet. But if you put a little bit of grease on it, it should slide right out with just hand pressure. I'm going to put this part of the skateboard underneath it. Ooh. Get our caliper ready to go. So this little block here on the caliper has to slide inside a channel that's on the inside of the swing arm, and that's what holds it in place. That and the axle goes through that little loop. So we're just going to set that block in the channel right there, and then slide the rotor through the pads, hopefully. So and that's going to happen over and over again. The spacers come out. What's nice about the ZX-10R Kawasaki is they have spacers that bite the inside of the wheel so they don't come out that easy. But the Yamahas and Hondas, the spacers like to just pop right out. So I'll stick my hand in there. Looks good. Looks good. Grab our axle. You'll notice the axle has flat sides here. The flat sides need to go right there in that flat side part. I think the axle's a little in the way. Just back it out a tad. There we go. She's through. Sometimes you just gotta wrestle with it a little bit. Some of our female riders might want to have a buddy kind of help them move the wheel up and down if they can't do it. Strength shouldn't stop you from riding motorcycles. Always ask a friend if you need help. All right, so we got our washer here. I'm just gonna lovingly tap the back of the wheel like this so I know it's all the way in there. And we'll put our little washer there and our nut. See, the nut has this lip on the outside that needs to be facing outward when you put it on. I've seen even professionals put it on backwards. I don't think anything horrible would happen, but it's just not right. You see one like that. This is a 32 millimeter socket. Put it on there. Tighten it, and we're going to tighten it to 80 foot-pounds of torque. There we go, 80 foot-pounds, and she's good to go. You got a fresh wheel, you're ready to tear it up. All right, stay out of the grease, everybody.